Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I see some of you have already started off with your introductions. Please do let us know where you guys are joining from. Let us know your locations, your host site, and if you are joining with your colleagues, if you're with your supervisors, please do confirm your attendance via the chats. All right, thank you so much. I see your comments coming through. We have some Kelsiwe, Lungile, Yolanda from Idilang, Michaela, Maria. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Please also make sure that you are muted. Close your camera so that we can have stable connectivity. There's Andile coming from Durban, Tiamo from Western Cape, Katlego from Jabulani Safe Hub. Thank you so much for joining us. Yolanda from Lip School, Tato from Imbe. Welcome, Wandile. Joyce also coming from Imbe. Rita from Life Choices. Mamukwena from RCS. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. All right, so we're gonna start and welcome our guest speaker. So remember, today it's all about discussing your physical fitness, the benefits and the careers in the fitness industry. So we have our amazing guest speaker, Marieke, who's coming from Virgin Active. Welcome, Marieke.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Morning.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
All right, over to you then, Marieke. Perhaps you can tell us a bit about who you are. And I know you're joined also by your colleague. So we really appreciate you coming here and really giving us those tips so that we can really push. Thanks for coming.
I think if everybody can just mute themselves. Thank you for having us. I mean, it's myself, Marieke, and then my very esteemed colleague, Khosi, is joining me today on the call. We are very happy to be talking to you guys about something that we're incredibly passionate about, and I'm really hoping that you're going to take some really good information from today. We wanted to chat to you guys about two things specifically today. The first thing is going to be, we wanted to talk to you about, number one, the benefits. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're audible, but we lost you there.
Yeah.
I think the connectivity is a bit poor.
Okay, no worries. So we wanted to talk to you guys today specifically about two things. Number one is we wanted to talk about the benefits of wellness. And the second one is we wanted to talk about a career in the fitness or wellness industry. So do you want me to, I don't know, do you want me to put up a presentation or can I just talk through the slides? What would you?
You can share your presentation. Please do try so that I see if you're able to share it. Okay, fantastic. I'm able to see your screen.
Can you see it? Perfect. Perfect. You can see it? Everybody can see what I'm...
Yes, we are able to see it.
That's fabulous. Okay, so what we wanted to talk to you guys today about is, first, I wanted to start in true Virgin Active style, and we wanted to start with, during the session, at the end of the session, we're going to give away 5 one-month premier vouchers to 5 lucky winners today. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my God, how can I win this? How can I get into the gym for free? And it's really, we want to see some participation. We want to see, you know, whoever is asking the best questions. We wanted to give away those at the end of the session today. So I've got them with me. As you can see, I'm showing you on camera. I've got like 5 of them with me. So happy to get them away by the end of the session. So, like I mentioned, what we wanted to talk to you guys about today is really wellness. Now, everybody thinks I'm going to talk to you about fitness and just going into a gym and lifting some weights and doing some classes or getting onto a treadmill. But I wanted to really educate you around what does fitness mean in today's world? And it's really around wellness. So while many people focus just on the physical aspect of it, we talk about wellness as a whole. Now, wellness as a whole is not just incorporating your physical fitness, so looking after yourself physically. Are you fit? Are you in good shape? Are you a little bit overweight? Are you needing to lose a bit of weight? Or are we talking about nutrition as well? And then one of the most important things that we need to talk about is mental health. Coping with life, coping with pressures, coping with stress. And I'm talking about work stress, talking about life stress. And especially after COVID, we've seen that there were so many things going wrong and the pressures just escalated through the roof. So it's a very important topic to also talk about when we talk about wellness. So when we talk about the dimensions of wellness, we wanted to talk about like a whole spectrum of things that you need to take into consideration. And a lot of people take, for example, sleep for granted. So it's important that when we talk about are you well? Are you a person who's well balanced? We talk about are you sleeping well? Is your nutrition okay? Or eating burgers and sodas the whole day? Are you substituting that for like, for example, a chicken wrap? Are you drinking flavored water instead of a cream soda? So nutrition is really, really important. And it's not just what you eat, it's also when you eat. Then we're also talking about managing both your physical and your mental well-being. And how do you look? You know, when you see people after a long time, they'll go, "Oh my gosh, you know, Bianca, you look so good. What happened to you? What have you done?" You go, "Well, I actually started looking at my wellness. I'm training. I'm training 3 days a week, or I'm training 5 days a week. And I'm only doing it for 20 minutes or 40 minutes. So it's the small things that's actually going to make a huge difference in your self-care and in your wellness. So when we talk, you know, and Khosi will tell you as well, when we talk about to companies about their employees or to universities about their students, they really talk to us about, please help us just get our students better, physically fitter, because we can see that they are sleepy. They don't concentrate well in class. Their time management is really bad. They don't submit their assignments on time because they're always partying or they're always drinking, and their wellness is not really taken care of. It's such a critically important part of your life, and I think as you get older, it just becomes so much more a huge factor for us. So I wanted to highlight a couple of things for you, some really, really interesting stats that I want you to take note of. So when we talk about facts of people who have implemented wellness into their lives, there's a 75% reduction in healthcare expenses, which is probably to be expected. As you are better fit and you're well and your wellness improves, there's a 75% reduction in your expenses in terms of medical aid, your doctor's fees, your medicines that you buy over the counter, prescription medication. It's quite a huge reduction in healthcare expenses. We've also seen, just on that point, funny enough, and I haven't included this here, but we've seen that people who are fitter are also better drivers. So people will claim less from their insurance companies. There are less in accidents because you are more alert, you're more awake, and just overall you're mentally in a better state. We've also seen the second point there is 9 out of 10 people consider wellness benefits when evaluating an employer. So if you guys are going to start looking for a job, or some of you have already looked for jobs, you look at the benefits. You look at, yeah, their salary, yes, there's commission, but do you also look for, is there medical aid, is there pension, and what other discounts do they offer? And Virgin Active has offered a lot of employers that employee value added proposition where we're saying, we are giving you discounts on memberships. We just want you guys to start training, be well, because with that comes high productivity. People are generally more motivated. So if you are in a university, you will feel your energy levels are higher. You will feel that you are more motivated, you're more creative in certain circumstances. And people also say that they take fewer sick days, and they're also more likely to recommend their company or university as a good place to study or work, which is really, really great. So productivity goes up. People that are more fit are also more adaptable to changes in the workplace or to changes in your university or when you're doing studies, which is probably one of the biggest and most valued qualities that a person can have, is the adaptability. Now, when I move to the next slide, I wanted to talk to you guys just and quickly highlight what are the benefits of wellness. So there's a lot of health risks that we have. Like some of you might be suffering from diabetes, cholesterol, or somebody that you know, like your mom or your dad or your grandfather or your sister or your brother, or some of you might know that some people in your family or close friends have actually passed away from these chronic diseases. We're talking about cholesterol, cardiac illnesses. We're talking about diabetes, obesity, strokes, osteoporosis, cancer, anxiety, and depression. Now, there was, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommended that adults and everybody after 18 years old gets to at least 150 minutes of training, which is moderate intensity training every single day. And they've seen that if we increase your activity levels to those levels per week, you can see that your overall is your risk to get sick or pick up any of these chronic diseases, unless it's genetic, reduces as well. So not only does the wellness benefits include, it reduces stress, like I said, increases your creativity and your innovation. It also reduces your health risks. It drives motivation. It reduces and increases your productivity. It increases engagement, reduce absenteeism, like I mentioned before. It also enhances student retention and pass rates, funny enough. So for those of you still studying, which probably most of you, it also maintains a high staff morale and employee morale. And also the last one is there's a much greater resilience in the face of change. And as you know, that the world after COVID is changing quite rapidly. And the only consistent thing is probably change. And if you are physically fit enough, mentally fit enough to cope with change, it is a really good thing to start looking after your well-being. Okay, so I wanted to quickly brush on good food habits. Some of you are probably genetically blessed and you can just eat anything that you want to and you still have your six packs. And then there's some of us who really need to work a little bit harder at it. But what food habits does for you, you don't just look good by going to the gym. You also need to back that up with your nutrition. So some of the benefits here is it improves your physical health. It also improves your mental health. If you keep on eating junk food, you will see that you'll start getting your fatigue, memory fatigue. You'll start forgetting things. So it's really quite important for us to make sure that we eat healthy. It reduces the risk of chronic diseases, like I mentioned. It also increases your life expectancy. It improves your quality of life. It helps you regulate energy levels and also improves your digestive health. There's lots of us that, take that for granted. And again, as you get older, that's something that becomes really important for you. And lastly, helps with weight management. So whether you want to bulk, you want to be a bodybuilder and you put on muscle mass, you get that from eating the right foods in the right balances. Like, for example, increasing your protein, etc., etc. So that for me is the value. Sorry, anyone wants to ask something? No. Okay. So if we talk about Virgin Active Wellness, for those of you who have been to Virgin Active, you've probably seen how our clubs are looking. But I just want to take you quickly through how many clubs we have, how does the inside look, what are the facilities that we offer, because I'm sure some of these things will pique your interest a little bit for those of you who are not members already. You know that we're part of a global reputable company. We've got many, many companies. It's a long-standing global company, Virgin Active. Then we are also everywhere in the country. We are in Italy, the UK, Singapore, Thailand, Australia, and South Africa. Now, as you can see on your screen, South Africa, we've got 134 clubs. We've got almost 700,000 members in South Africa, which is the biggest footprint globally. And then obviously Kauai's, which is our juice bars, basically. Some of you have had some of our smoothies, our peanut butter bombs, or our princess wraps, which was the fan favorite. But as you can see, we've got an international footprint. The global footprint is really great, which tells you, and we're gonna tap into the careers part of this just now, but the opportunity for growth in the company, if you are in the fitness industry, is really in tremendously big. I'm going to let Khosi share a little bit of her career milestones with you guys just now. But just keep in mind, globally, we've got a huge footprint. So opportunities to go and work overseas in the fitness industry with Virgin Active is also huge. This is some of our indoor facilities. Some of you might have seen it. We've got your weights, we've got functional flooring, we've got swimming pools, we've got obviously yoga, all of those things. We've got outdoor facilities as well. We've recently introduced paddle. For those of you who started playing paddle, I myself am a huge fan of paddle. For those of you who don't know, it's a combination between squash and tennis, but it's so much easier to play and it's so much more fun. We've got our functional outdoor areas as well. And then we've got our relax sections, which helps you again with your wellness and your mental well-being. So in terms of training, that's there. In terms of relaxing, we also want to make sure that you are relaxing, whether it's in a meditation form and you attend yoga and Pilates classes, or whether it's in a swimming pool, in the steam room, or in the saunas. We've got facilities to cater for your whole wellness experience with us. This is some of our kauais. For those of you who have seen our kauais, our smoothies, our salads, and our wraps. We've got really good food. We also help people and coach them. We've got nutritionists, we've got dietitians in most of our clubs, and they're also on hand to help you with your whole wellness experience. Some of our events, I don't know, some of you might have done the warrior races or taken part in the Ride Joburg, the 94.7s. It's one of our biggest and most exciting races. So we're very much a part of that. We want to make sure that we get people out and about, and we want to make sure that they start training and they are really enjoying themselves. We actually just had a warrior race now a week or two ago. So those are our events that we offer as well. Yeah. I want to go on to the second part of the conversation that we wanted to have with you guys today. If you don't have any questions for me around wellness and fitness, benefits of good food, anything about the Virgin Active Company, then I can go on to the next section. So is there anybody who's got any questions for me about the first section?
Yes.
Sure. Lebu?
Oh, hi. Thank you so much for your presentation. I just wanted to ask,
Sure.
obviously, when it comes to wellness and health, also taking into account other factors such as your blood group, and because also people have different forms of metabolism. So how important, like, is it when you are moving towards a more healthier lifestyle, is it to also take these things into account? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. I think, and I'm not the diet expert, but what we do is when people come to us, if you do have a huge problem, we always recommend that you go and see a specialist. And we always want to make sure that we encompass all of those, whether there's issues with maybe thyroid issues that we can pick up. Let's go and do a blood work. Let's pick up, is it a thyroid issue? Is it cholesterol issues? Is it glucose issues? Sugar level issues? We want to make sure that we really get all the experts around you and support you in your journey to getting better. So as much as we can have dietitians, we always, if a problem seems a little bit heavier, and we need to bring in the experts and specialists like your doctors, etc., we always recommend that we go for blood works, get a specialist to guide us in terms of your wellness journey, but it's definitely something that our dietitians and nutritionists take into consideration when it comes to that. So great question.
Thank you.
Well done. And Naya, anything from your side?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Neo Matthews from Columba Leadership, and I'm also a Herbalife Independent Distributor. So, I saw your wellness ecosystem there. So, I'm that type of person who has anxiety and tend to overthink a lot, you know.
Yeah.
I do work out, but I sometimes have problems sleeping. I don't know if it's maybe overthinking or what, because I tend to wake up during the night and not be able to go back to sleep. But I do work out, so I don't know if there's something wrong with me or what.
I think that is such a common problem lately. We get people that's got such high anxiety levels because of just life, what life throws at you, what your studies and your responsibilities, your family and your friends throw at you. So I definitely think now, if you don't sleep at night and you sleep less than 4 hours a night, we will have to get some expert advice in for you to see how we can overcome that, because sleeplessness over a continuously long period of time is incredibly dangerous actually for your health. So I strongly suggest, maybe if you want to reach out to me after this, Khosi, and
Yes.
my email address will be on here. If you want to reach out to us a little bit afterwards, send me an email and maybe you and I can connect and we can see how we can help you and steer you in the right direction. Would that be okay?
Yes, I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah, but it's absolutely a problem that so many people are suffering from at the moment. And if you don't
Yes.
address it quickly, it can become a really, really big problem.
Yes. All
So
right.
great question. Thank you for that. Malika? Sorry.
Hi. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear.
Okay. So I've seen. So there's a question that I've seen here on the Zoom messages, as well as what I've thought plenty of times. So with the healthy lifestyle, I think everyone has noticed that it's very expensive, especially even if you go into like Checkers and Pick and Pay, those like low calorie breads and low calorie chips and everything, those are very expensive. Is there any alternatives that we can use that can make us or guide us into having a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah. See, and I think the problem with the world at the moment is because junk food are just so much easier and quicker to grab on the go, and it's just a little bit cheaper than what your healthier habits are. I think we found that if people start planning for their meals in a day, that becomes cheaper. But if you go into your day and you go, oh, I'm hungry, I need to get something healthy, you pop into a shop, it does become quite an expensive exercise. But if you're at home and the previous night you make your fries, you make your stir fry vegetables, you grab a piece of your steak or your chicken and you put it into a little box for you for tomorrow for your lunch box, planning starts making it more affordable. So you can't just rock up on the day and go, oh, I'm just going to wing it today. Planning is just really more essential. So if you make your dinner at night, see if you can make a little bit more, and then you keep yourself some for lunchtime and maybe a snack afterwards. Then you get your apples, you get your snack bars that you can snack on during the day as well. But I'm really happy to take on, if you want to email me a little bit later, we can have a look. We can get a specialist to have a look at your diet and see how we can cheaply substitute something, because you don't want to be out of pocket and poor at the end of the month, you see. So very relevant question from you, Malika. Thank you for that. Okay.
Thank you.
Hi.
Bye.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everyone.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
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 Yes, I have a question with me on my side. The problem that I'm facing is that I do exercise, but I get
Sorry, you're breaking up quite a bit. I can't really hear your question. Don't you just want to type it into the chat box for us? And then we can answer it.
Yeah, I
I don't
think,
know.
Kwanele, it's best if you can type your question on the chat box. We're struggling to hear you.
Yeah. There's a really good question in the chat box is how do you stay consistent even when you don't want to go to the gym? I think, we always, and this is one of our biggest objections that we probably get when people join the gym is they go, no, I'm really excited and motivated in the minute, but 2-3 weeks from now, it actually starts tapering down and they don't come anymore. I think if your why and the goal that you want to achieve is big enough, you will find the motivation and the time to prioritize your health. And one thing in our industry that we always say is, a lot of people say, yeah, I don't have time to go to the gym, or I don't have the money to go to the gym. And then, we always say to them that it's going to cost you a lot when you're forced to go to hospital. And it's going to force you to take time off one day when you're in ICU or in hospital for whatever operation or whatever sickness or illness. So you must decide, do you want to every day spend 20 or 30 minutes or an hour in the gym three times a week? Or would you want to risk it, not look after your health, and one day be forced to end up in hospital on medication and lead a very low quality life? So I think if you were to come back to your question, is if your why and your goal is important enough for you, then you would be able to stay consistent. And I'm not saying you must start off and go 7 days a week for 2 hours at a time. Don't do that. Rather be, except for those guys who are experts, and I'm sure there's a lot of experts and fitness fanatics on this call, but for the guys who want to stay consistent and don't want to necessarily spend 2 hours a day in the gym, start by just going 30 minutes. Start by creating a habit. But you start by doing something small that you can actually maintain consistently over a long period of time. And I promise you, before you know it, if you've done it for 21 days or 3 months, you will see that you can't do without it. I mean, I'd say Khosi and myself, we've been in the industry so long, and if I miss a day of gym, mentally, physically, what it means to me, it's not good for me. So I invest 20 or 30 or an hour, how much ever time I have every single day to make sure that my mental and my physical health stays on track. I don't want to end up in the hospital. So just make sure your why you want to do it is strong enough, and then you will be consistent with attending the gym. I hope I answered that question. I know it was a bit of a long, dragged out answer. Anybody else? Ebenezer, Chucky?
Hello.
Hello?
I have a question regarding the how could I say the Virgin Active. Do you guys, for someone that is new to German, right? How do you guys provide like information towards people that is new to German? How do they know whether to like target different parts of the body, or how do they go about with it, starting for the first time?
Okay. So what we do for everybody that joins the gym, we understand that it could be really intimidating or they don't know what to do. And the gym industry, when you're going to these huge gyms, you can feel intimidated and not know what to do. So what we do for every new member, we actually do a free program with them, but we also let them see one of our fitness experts, whether it's a fitness consultant or one of our personal trainers. We do a full consultation with you, and then we also help you on your first session so that you are not completely clueless and you don't feel stupid, because I think some people actually come into the gym, they feel stupid and they never come back. And that's exactly what we don't want. So that's a very good question. And I think a lot of people feel that way, where they go, but how do I start? Where do I start? And how am I going to continue? So that's what we do for every person, because when we join you in, we want to make sure that you stay with us, you see results, and there's value for the money and the time that you spend in the gym. Does that answer your question, Ebenezer?
Yes, thank you very much.
Cool question. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Marieke.
Hello.
So I have a challenge, right? So when I get into a routine of exercising, I
Yeah.
build up mass. So I gain weight, actually.
Weight as in muscle?
Everything. My body size increases. I am
Yes.
fit, but I'm changing sizes from 24 to 36 over the course of the year. And I want to stay at the same size, but keep fit.
Okay. We will then have to look at what you are training and what you are eating. I think maybe your training and your eating don't complement each other for the goal that you've set for yourself. I'm very happy. Where are you training at the moment?
No, I'm training at the park.
at the park. So maybe you and I can have a conversation afterwards. We can get 1 or 2 of our people maybe to help you with that, and just see that maybe there's an imbalance between what you're eating and how you're training.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but the good question. A lot of people, you know, they think they know what they're doing. They train hard, and then they eat the wrong things, and then they don't achieve results. So, very good question. Happy to take my email down after this, and then you and I can have a chat offline. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
I see there's somebody who's got movement consistency assistance, and she uses TikTok dance videos, which is great. Also, it's great to do that. Any kind of movement every day is fantastic, fabulous. Next question, anybody? B?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. My question, in terms of exercising, working out, hitting the gym, you know, with mental health being one of the things that we're facing. I mean, it's like 30% people that are suffering from it, and I believe that working out is also a coping mechanism for most of the people that don't afford to go to psychologists, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, what would be your thought if the gym experts from the Virgin Active get like a bit of an education, not much, but like a bit of education in terms of mental health? Because you know we've got some of suffer from anxiety and stuff like those.
You know, when we talk, like I said, when we talk to businesses and they talk to us about their employees or their students, there's so many universities that we've been speaking to. And the first thing they ask us is, it's great that you're going to give us a discount to join the gym, but, and make it more affordable for us. But one of the big things they always ask us is, what are you doing for mental health? And we actually have worked that. We've seen there's such a huge demand for that. And we've worked that into our packages, because if your university or if your business don't cater for it, we actually, when you sign up with us, we actually now going to offer that as well, especially on the corporate spectrum. So if your university, if you are at Regenesis, for example, or UJ or WITS, they sign up with Virgin Active. We don't only offer discounts on memberships, and you can come and train for a little bit cheaper, a lot cheaper. We also offer nutritional advice, but we also offer the mental aspect of it, the mental wellness. So we've got certain streams and experts that's going to help us offer that service as well. So that's something that's really quite top of mind at the moment.
All right then, thanks.
Yeah, very good question. Anyone else?
Good afternoon.
Sir, I can hear you.
Afternoon. My name is Amkelan from Bumbatek. I run 5 to 10 kilometers a day. So my question is, I hope I win what we have to win at the end of the day. So my question is, how do I know that the diet I'm on is perfect or right for me? Do I have to see a professional first, or maybe I can just go along to maybe reading books and then follow the procedure? Do I have to go consult? And then they do also those things of knowing my blood type and all that process. Do I have to take that into consideration before I embark on my diet journey?
Yeah, I think you know, there's so much value in what you've just asked. You know, we understand that not everybody's got 2,000 Rand to go and see a specialist, 3,000 Rand to spend on blood tests. I get that. Luckily, our world is of such a nature with Google and AI and research. All those research answers and some guidelines could be at the tip of your fingers and could guide you in the right direction and give you more or less an idea of where you need to go. If that doesn't work for you and you go, I'm not really getting what I want, come to Virgin Active. We're happy to help you with whatever information you need. So we can guide you more or less in the right direction as well before you start paying and forking out hundreds and thousands of rands, unless you are a professional marathon runner. then obviously, you know, if it's your profession, then obviously you spend all that money on it. So what I'm saying is, if you do have the money, do it. If you don't have the money, there's definitely other ways to start guiding you in the right direction. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense, and I don't have the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, you see, and all of us are sitting in that situation. So happy to also help you with that. And maybe we can give you a free 1-month membership and you can come to Virgin Active and speak to some of our professionals free of charge.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Where do I get your
Yeah.
contact?
I'm gonna at the end of this call, we're gonna announce who the winners are between Khosi and myself. She's making notes there in the background. And then my email address and her email address will be at the end of these slides. And you can just quickly take a photo of it. And then, and I'm sure Danae will also help you just get in touch with us afterwards. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you.
Happy to help. Okay, anybody else before we move on to the next one? One more question.
Good day, ma'am.
Good day. Who am I speaking to? Wait.
Wandile, this is Wandile.
Wandile. Okay, yes. How can we help, sir?
So I used to actually play rugby professionally. I've been out for for about a year now. And with my work right now, I'm really struggling to manage my weight. Because of the kind of training I used to do before then, like it was a lot of training because I trained just every single day from Monday to Friday. And now I don't get to do that, and I'm struggling to manage my weight, and I gain weight very easily.
Okay, and have you looked at what you're eating?
Yeah, my eating isn't too bad actually. I've actually started for about a month now. I've been doing intermittent fasting where I eat between 12 and 6.
And has your weight moved from that or not really?
Not really, no.
Sure. Okay.
It has improved. It has improved a little bit, but then not really much.
Okay. What about you and I have a conversation after this? And then maybe I can see, we can go into detail on exactly what is it that you're eating? What are you sleeping enough? Are you stressing too much? Because you know, if you stress too much, cortisol ruins your weight. Then you really struggle to lose any weight. So I don't know if you're in a high stressful environment as well at your work.
I think it's my sleep. I really do struggle to sleep. The most sleep I get is probably 4 hours in a day. So
yeah,
I really do struggle to sleep.
So maybe you and I need to just have a conversation about that. And maybe we can see how your day could look a little bit better to accommodate a little bit more sleep, you know? Okay.
Right,
so please take my email address after this and we can see how we can help you, okay?
All right, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to move on. I'm happy to take on some questions again after Khosi's section. I'm going to move on to Khosi's story. Now, Khosi is one of my very esteemed colleagues. She's been in the business for a couple of years as well, same as me. And I'm going to hand over to her so that she can tell us her story, because we want to talk to you guys about also not just the benefits of wellness, but also the career in fitness. A lot of people always think, oh, we're only doing classes, and that's not the truth at all. Not at all. So I'm going to hand over to Khosi to tell us her story, and then we're going to answer some questions afterwards, if you guys are okay with that. Khosi, can I hand over to you? Are you ready?
Tashan, go by my name. Go look for me. Go look for me, Tashan.
Who's that? Kylie. Khosi?
Am I audible?
You're audible. I can hear you. I can see you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am here. So we thought, let's just put together this presentation and have it 2 sections where I can also share my story, where you know that there's actually career opportunities in the business, especially Virgin Active in itself. And Marieke asked me to join her on this presentation and just basically tell everybody on how I started in the business, how I've developed and how I've grown up to today and where we are at. So as it stands, I've been employed in this business 20 years on the dot, which I celebrated last month, and I've never worked anywhere else. So straight from school, this was my first job. This is still my job. and this will be my last job because I've just gotten promoted again. So something that I just thought from the beginning on the onset, so you understand what are the opportunities you have if you have an interest in becoming a staff member in this business. I studied sports and exercise technology at TUT, and that was in year 2000. Again, if you think about it, it's not something that was a popular career because you just don't think about it. You know, if you're in sports, usually you're playing, you're a professional player. But in this case, I just happened to fall in this career because I wanted to register for radiography, but I never had space. And my mother said, but you can't just sit at home the whole year. There's no gap years here. Find something to do, and then you will change it again the following year. But in a nutshell, here we are. So I registered for sports and exercise technology in TUT, and I never looked back up to today. And just before I got qualified, I had to get some part-time job to be able to get hours signed off in terms of practical work done. And I was employed in Centurion, and that was 2003. And I worked as a lifestyle consultant, today we call a fitness instructor. Now, if you are a member of the gym, you know that those are the people that take you through your new member induction program. So my job was to, for all new members that join, we take them through a new induction program, give advice, health advice. We show them around the gym. We draw training programs, and we take them through so that they know what to do and where to go. We supported them up until our responsibility was to make sure that the first 3 months of a new member is you give them the attention they deserve to be able to be comfortable in what they do. I did this role for 3 years, to be quite exact, but in the 3 years, I got to be promoted because a move from a smaller club to a bigger club is a promotion in our business because there's more money, there's more responsibilities. I did the lifestyle role for 3 years, and in 2006, Jen, I was promoted to fitness manager now. Now I manage the fitness instructors that work on the floor. It's been such an amazing journey that I just never thought of looking anywhere else. And it's just grown and developed me because the business also takes care of our people in terms of internal growth and development opportunities and training courses. So I've been through all the stages to be developed to be the leader that I am today. I did the fitness manager role for 7 years on the dot. And in the 7 years, I also got promoted 3 times because I moved from a smaller club, you develop into a bigger club, and that grows you in terms of financial growth. And in 2013, I was promoted to a club manager role, which is a role I did for a full 10 years up until the end of October last year. And that is also something that I cherish because then I got to understand people, lead, know what is leadership, what is development, and caring for people because you have a lot of responsibilities with becoming a club manager. The worry is not just the team that you lead, but the members in your facilities. And the responsibilities is, as it says, that you make sure that the club is beneficial, the equipment is in perfect working order, and you maintain the state of equipment. And I did this, like I said, 10 years, and I've just been promoted again. And what came through for my last promotion into the new role that I started yesterday, Marieke, yesterday, 1st of November, I'm now regional people manager, which is something that when you're already in a role, you start thinking, what is next? What is next? When the company closed during COVID, we were laid off. We stayed at home for 9 months, if I'm not mistaken. And at some point, it didn't look like we were going to open. There was so much worry. And I decided, let me register again and try and do something about my life to see where life takes me. 2020, I registered for a BCom course, and I did BCom through Regent Business School in Human Resource Management. And it's something that I wanted to keep myself busy because I'm sitting at home and I'm doing nothing. But guess what? I've just graduated last month. And the opportunity sort of like came immediately because things just fell into place. And I raised my hand and I was successful in the role. So there's so much that you can get in this business. If you don't want, you can run your own businesses by virtues of going into a personal training position. Because what we do with personal trainers is they pay us rental to run their businesses in our facilities. But then again, we work together as a business. We have the responsibility of pushing members face-to-face time so that they get to sell themselves. And it's through the process we call a kickstart, and we sell them intro packs. That gives you like a reduced rate for a personal training session that you get to experience a trainer for 1 assessment and 2 training sessions, and then you can decide whether you buy into them if you can afford it. There's so much that we can offer. The product is big that if it's not that, there's a variety of offering in terms of group exercise classes. There's no restrictions. You pay 1 membership fee, but you can actually use the whole facility. Some people were asking questions about mental health and how do you cope. You know, that's why we offer like a Pilates class, which is more calmer, and it goes to build on your core strength. And you've got your yoga classes which do a whole lot of mental and depression and all that. So there's so much that this business can offer if you've got any interest in whether being a part-time employee. We are very more than happy to assist in terms of coaching you and directing you. But if it's a career in fitness, you definitely need qualifications in the fitness industry. But other departments, a matric would be sufficient, and then you can just grow internally, and there's so much programs available for you. And that is my story. Is there any questions?
Let's see. I'm just looking in the chat. Does anybody have questions for Khosi so far? Oh, I see there's a question. What job opportunities are there for individuals who do not have studied sports management or courses like that?
Okay. So for fitness roles, it is a must that you have a fitness qualification, because we should all understand that you are dealing with a human body and need to understand it properly. But in other departments, a minimum requirement will be a matric certificate. And you are able to apply. There's reception department. You can work in sales as a sales consultant, as a sales manager. We've got administration department. We've got operations department. We've got product department. We've got different departments that you can actually start at and actually grow yourself within the business.
100%. 100%. I'm going to Simiso, you wanted to ask Khosi a question.
Yes, good afternoon, guys. Afternoon, Khosi. My question is, was there ever a time in like your career, from like the start, maybe even in the middle up until now, when you felt like maybe you wanted to give up? I'm just talking about like the wellness side of things, and also mentally, because I understand that wellness also helps you mentally as well as physically as well. And what did you do to move past that? And is there also like, did you have mentors when you were going into this business, or was it just a decision that you took on your own as well?
Well, I ended up here thinking I'm going to join the business because I need my hours signed off so I can qualify, but I never looked back, purely because I saw the potential and I developed the passion. I didn't wake up and decide I'm going to be in this career, but I just developed the passion by being inside. I definitely had mentors, and that's how I've been growing, because I've always had a strategy and a plan, and I followed it to the T. I never put pressure on myself in terms of I now want to become fitness manager, for example. I allowed it to happen and let it fall into place by itself. So you do have a roller coaster moment where you feel like it's enough for me. It's either the business is going through something, it happens, I won't lie. But I think what kept me going is the growth opportunities, and I've seen how the business have developed me personally. So yeah.
All right. And my last question is that you and Marieke both said that there's a huge opportunity of growth within the company. And when you get to the position that you've worked yourself to get to, how do you guys now delegate different tasks in your business to also help the growth of others that are following you guys?
It's such a big focus. People development in my region, for example, and I can speak for it because I'm a part of it, is such a big focus. We keep an eye on who does what. And we will identify you, but again, I always say to people, it's upon you. Your growth is not anybody else's responsibility but yourself. Over and above, your results will speak for itself, and we can see potential. And when we look into that potential, we work with that potential, we grow that potential into what the employee wants to achieve. So people development is growth, because that's what makes the success of this business. You know, we have to look at what's the future looking like. Who is our next GM? You know, I'm a club member.
Yeah.
Sorry, Khosi, you're muted.
Sorry, I didn't realize that. Sorry, guys. So the structure talked to you have to identify who's the next person in the next role. And we start working with it because we've got internal courses that we've developed. We call them Learn to Fly, Learn to Run, Proactive HOD, Leadership Development. So we go through those phases with individuals that obviously work hard to show they've got interest and they invest in what they want to achieve.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a very informative session. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely important. I see here, and I do want to just circle back to this question quickly. Is somebody asked, do you have to have been able to do sport in school in order to have a career in fitness?
I don't think
Khosi,
so.
do you want? Yeah, you want to take that question?
I'll take it. It gives you an advantage in the fitness division. Let's call it that, because that means you understand better on what needs to be done to be able to coach and direct or encourage a member. But all other departments, it's not a must. I mean, like I said, I started it like this. I was never an active person in school in terms of sport, but I'm 20 years in this business and I've never worked anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not a must.
And I think I want to have that as an introduction to the next slide, because a lot of people think, you know, you must be a sports fanatic to work in the fitness industry. Now, the fitness industry is a multi-million-dollar industry, and we run a business. And I think a lot of people are quite, you know, they think we just do classes, we just train the whole day. And that is not the case. We run an incredibly well-organized engine here. So we've got a lot of departments, and I do want to show that to you on the next slide here quickly, is we've got positions in management. And like the previous question was, we grow a lot of leaders into management positions. So people will start off being a fitness instructor or receptionist, and I promise you guys, within a month, within a year or 2 years, they are sitting at the top in management positions. It's an incredibly fast-moving, fast-paced. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's for your ambitious, driven goal setters. You will definitely reach the top of the log when you come and build a career in Virgin Active. But like I'm saying, it's not just in management, it's also in operations, it's in product, and product, I mean fitness product. It's in finance. We've got HR departments. We've got front of house, which is your reception, like your maitre d' functions. We've got IT. We've got sales. We've got health and safety. We've got legal department. We've got family products, which is for the kids. We've got marketing. We've got maintenance. We've got projects, meaning building. Are we opening new clubs? How's that looking? Are we refurbing clubs? It's in projects. So it's maintenance. It's facilities. And then we've got research and development departments as well. So you don't have to be a fitness fanatic to be in the fitness industry. The fitness industry is a business like any other business. And we've got all these different departments. So whatever you're studying, you can come and work for Virgin Active.
True.
I want to go to the next slide, and we've put together a couple of questions. So I'm going to ask the question, and because some of these questions might be in your minds at the moment, and I want Khosi to answer them for us. So Khosi, the first question is, so if we want to work in Virgin Active, right? Do we need matric? I think we've answered that, but you can just quickly breathe through that again.
As a minimum requirement, yes, we do need
for
matric.
For all positions, eh? For all positions.
All positions.
All positions. Perfect. Second question, what other qualifications would I need for the different departments?
Well, if it's a specialized role, I mean, it's only fair that you understand it better. So we can grow you into a role, but if it's a specialized role, it is a must that you get a qualification for it. You know, for example, a health and safety role is a specialized role, and you need to understand whether the health and safety laws and requirements of this business and the requirements of the country to be able to align. But there's departments that don't necessarily need qualifications. Like you can get into sales with a marketing degree, but you can also do it if you've got the skill, because then we develop you internally to be able to be the best. So yeah.
100%. Third question is, what is the importance of experience? So do we only appoint experienced people in our business?
No, experience, yes, it gives you an advantage, but it's not everything. I think more than anything, that's what we call a Virgin Pact. When we do new staff induction programs, we call it a Virgin Pact that looks at the qualities of a Virgin person. A Virgin employee must just demonstrate certain qualities, and that's enough for us to bring them on board, because the skill we can teach. As long as the heart is in the right space and this is really what you want and you've got passion for it, we are all good to go.
100%. 100%. Fourth question is, how is our salaries? Does it compare to similar or alike industries? Are we quite fair in the salaries that we pay for the positions and qualifications?
Correct. Like for like industries, we do. It's important because otherwise you lose people based on how much they get paid outside. So we look into it, and yes, we took the bandings at that level. So they do compare.
What other employment benefits does Virgin Active offer for our employees?
A whole lot. You get to qualify for pension. You qualify for group risk life cover, which is some a cover that pays for school fees for kids if they are married, for kids. If anything happens to you, that their school life does not stop until they qualify. You get medical aid benefit. We get a free membership for a nominee of your choice. That could be a family member or a friend on a premier level that they can also train at no cost. We have quite a lot. How else? What else do we have, Marieke? Do you want to add?
So we've got like funeral covers.
Funeral cover.
Yeah. So there's really a lot. The pension, the medical aids, funeral cover. We've got ICAS, which is your people who mentally backs us up with any mental issues that we've got. So looking after our mental well-being for our staff. So those are the basic but most important things that's in our value-added pack as a proposition. Then, what are the values and characteristics that Virgin Active look for in candidates? Like, what type of qualities must they have?
Do you have passion for people? Because that's what you're going to be dealing with every day, from a member to a staff. We look at your how you present yourself in terms of, you know, anybody can tell you something for the sake of earning a position, but not live up to it. You know, we want to make sure that you enjoy a space where you are resilient, because one day is going to be a great day with members, and the one day it's just one hell of a day, because then they take it out on you, but you should be able to take it and actually deal with it and still smile for them the following day. So we want the passion, we want the hunger for growth, and somebody that's got direction, because all you need to say, this is where I'm looking at, and we coach you towards. And that's it.
100%. 100%. Love that. Then second last question is, what growth and development does Virgin Active offer? I think you've touched on it to say there's so many growth and leadership growth programs that we pay for to put our employees on. That's a huge focus for us. So I think we've answered that question. And the last question is, how do I apply? If I want to start with Virgin, how do I apply?
Okay, we advertise on Virgin Active Careers and PNet. So when we have a position, you will see it. If you go Virgin Active Careers, everything countrywide is there. And then also we use PNet as well.
100%. You can also, guys, like I said, I'm going to put, you can see the next slide that I'm going to put on is going to be my slide. You can see my contact details are there in the bottom right corner. And I'm also going to put Khosi's details on there, which is her email address. She is the people manager, the regional people manager. So any inquiries in terms of careers that you want to start with Virgin Active can come through her as well. So with that being said, what other questions do we have? What do you guys still want to know that we didn't cover in this hour?
No.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Can I become a part-time worker at Virgin Active, Khosi? Part-time working?
We have 4 hours instead of like, we still deem them as a full-time employee and not necessarily a part-time employee. A while ago, we used to have casual roles where you would come a certain number of hours in a month just to be able to gain the experience, but it's kind of like faded, you know what I mean? But you can work half day instead of a full 45 hours, but 22.5, but we deem them as full-time employees still.
Sure. And I see, Khosi, just on that one, one of the, let me just see who asked this question. Ayanda asked, one of the fitness instructors at Virgin Active told her that we can do an online course to become a fitness instructor. How true is that information?
True. And I think it's offered by TriFocus, does that, Feed Pro does that. I think it runs for like 6 months, and you just do your test online and you submit all your assignments and they make you competent. It's enough for you to be able to work as a fitness instructor.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I think we've answered those questions. Anybody else wants to ask questions? I see Natalie's hand is up. Nayo, it's your hand up again. Nayo is very busy today. Do you want to go?
No, I'm
Ask.
surprised.
You want a prize? Nayo wants to come and train with us. I can see that.
Yes.
Okay.
So sorry, Marieke, I didn't get your email. I saw that you were displaying it here, but my network kind of gave me a problem. So can you please resend it again?
I did put it in the chat box as well. Okay, so you can look there. But you can,
Okay.
it's on the screen at the moment. You can just take your phone and quickly take a photo. But I'm sure I'm happy to send this presentation to Danaya, and she will be able to distribute our information to you guys afterwards as well. Okay.
Okay. Yes, and my last question.
Presentation.
Yes.
I can hear you
Hello.
now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So in terms of the job opportunities, so since I'm a Herbalife distributor, do I have a 90% or 80% chance of getting employed? Or because I was also like active at school, I was doing sports, especially when it comes to Olympics and karate. So
Did you say
yeah,
Olympics? Olympics?
yes.
What do you mean?
Like
You have
I was running, doing high jump, long jump. I almost did everything actually because like I'm kind of a sports person, you know.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to maybe reach out to Khosi after this and just go
Yes,
through the details of it?
yes, no
So
problem.
I've just put her email address on there for you. You're more than welcome to email her, okay?
All right.
Cool. Thank you for that. Yes, we've got a professional athlete here today. We didn't even know it.
Okay, sorry, Marieke, cut
Yes.
you there. I'm looking at time. Perhaps if you can go through our prizes. Are we gonna do prizes now?
Yes.
And then we
Yes.
can wrap it up then.
100%. So we got a lot of questions. So I've got five, like I said, 5 Premier vouchers here with me. We've got a lot of nice questions from obviously Nayo. So I'm just going to put this up for the vote. Nayo Lebu was one of the first people who asked a question. We've got Malika, Ebenezer, V, Sumiso, Omokalani, Chauke. So I've got about 6 or 7 people here. So,
And can you please add Wandile Sope as well?
Who?
Wandile Sope.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry,
Danaya.
sorry,
Yes.
Marieke. I know I jumped in a bit late, man. Is there any possibility I could also just a quick question, if you don't mind, after your prize giving or anything, that's okay?
Go for it, Natalie.
Okay, sorry. So my name is Natalie Daniels. Thank you so much, Marieke, and I didn't get the other lady's name. Of course,
Khosi. Yeah.
yes. So I'm a qualified pre and postnatal fitness coach as well. Also done my group fitness coaching with HFPA. We done our training with your guys at your center, I think in Century City. So I work full time. I'm one of the supervisors for Columba Leadership. So I run the full-time job, 9 to 5 and 9 till 3, get home, and then I also now run a community fitness studio. So some of us that are in here, we are about the community. So I'm all about empowering women, empowering young ladies, and that's what I do. So I'm not really looking at the big groups, but I'm about those 5 or 10 girls that I can get in my studio. So I just wanted to check what are some of the support that you can maybe offer. That I mean, I've got most of the functional training equipment and stuff in my studio. Literally, like I said, I converted my garage into a fitness studio. And yeah, I just need a bit of more mentoring. I will reach out after this to you, but I think also to the other coaches and instructors. Yeah, I think more importantly, just remembering your why. And I think you guys shared it earlier. You know, you got to be it's all about the people. It's all about the person you're training. Sometimes it's not going to be about making that money, but it's about making somebody live a healthier lifestyle, and through me building my brand. So my brand is called Fit Moms, and through that I've just put myself out there. I also do some of the fitness slots on Espresso in the morning, and it's literally just that of staying consistent and putting yourself out there. So I just want to say
big thumbs up to everybody who's doing the real deal and hustling out there. But end of
Yes.
the day, for me, running my business since 2018, look where I am today. And yeah, just being consistent and doing it for yourself. So thank you again for this opportunity and the platform.
It's a pleasure. I think I've actually heard about Fit Moms when you were
Oh,
speaking about it.
lovely.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely going to link up with you on LinkedIn if you don't mind.
Perfect, perfect.
Awesome. And well done and huge congratulations. And I'm really wishing you the best for your business. Eh?
Thank you so much. I'll chat after. I'll get your email. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. But I'll link up with you on LinkedIn as well. Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, so Danao, would you like to give your opinion in terms of just the prize giving? Who are you going to give these 5 vouchers to? I mean, I think we definitely need to give one to Nao. Nao was very persistent. So I think, Nao, you need to join us for a month. You okay with that?
Yeah, thank you.
And Ebenezer asked really good questions, so I think we want to give him another one. Khosi, what do you think?
I'm in agreement. Wandile, and I keep saying Wandile because when he mentioned about struggling with weight management, and I just thought maybe let's just give this to him so he can come and experience it, and maybe he will get help and maybe stay with us. Who knows?
100%, 100%. So Wandile is another one. And who was talking about, Mr. Chauke was talking about running.
Yes,
right?
I was.
Yes. So it's going to go to you. The third one is going to go to you. You
Oh,
okay with
thank you
that?
so much. I'm happy.
We're happy to have you. Khosi, 2 more people that you would like to give this to. Any ideas?
We actually allocated 4 already. Neo,
Okay.
Wandile, Ebenezer. So it's between Lebu and Simiso. Can the Neo vote for us?
Listen, we can give it to both because I've got 2 of them. I've
Oh,
got 2.
okay. Then it's
So-
Lebu and Simiso.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
Lebu, you've
you,
got
thank
one.
you.
Simiso,
Thank
you've got the
you.
other one.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Guys, thank you so
Thank
much for the
you.
opportunity and joining us today and for your very interactive questions. Please reach out to us. We've got the email addresses up. I'm just going to put it up quickly again. There's Khosi's email address. There's my email address with our cell phone numbers. If you want to reach out to us for whichever reason, careers goes to Khosi, anything else can go to me. We're happy to help you. So thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marieke and Khosi. It was such a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. We're happy to chat to you guys afterwards again.
No problem. All right, everyone. We can all then open our videos, let's show our reactions and say our goodbyes. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you for
Great
the
day.
voucher. Thank you for the
Bye, guys. Bye.
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 I'm waiting for the
Bye.